Why do we make earning a black belt so difficult? Why is it that it takes 4 to 6 years to earn a black belt in a martial arts school, but I can attend and graduate West Point in the same period of time?
Hi, I'm John Graydon. This week, the truth about the martial arts business is that when you reopen, it will not be business as usual. This episode will help you to prepare to reopen in the new normal post-COVID-19. In every market, there's a top third, middle third, and bottom third of just about everything, from income to property sizes. This is an important point because once you understand this, you can focus your efforts on the market you're targeting. Many of us in the martial arts world target the lower and middle income students, and I believe right now coming out of this, we're going to have to change that to target to the upper middle and higher income families that can afford the classes that we're teaching. That doesn't mean we don't extend scholarships and we don't take care of the kids that need what we teach. But the truth of the matter is that business is now going to be run, for a while at least, by supply and demand. A percentage of the schools in your area are going to go under. There's no question about it. Hopefully you're not going to be one of them. Hopefully by listening to this podcast and being a member of the Martial Arts Teachers Association, we can help you. But the fact is that some guys are just not going to survive this. So now it becomes a matter of what can we do to attract as many of the people that are interested in the martial arts to our school. And the key to that is to eliminate complexity and make things very easy to understand and to learn. This is real important. When the average person looks at the average traditional martial arts training program, it has all the katas and the basics and all the different stances and all the different theories, and it really is confusing for the market. It's not apparent at all what is going on, and a good indicator of that is the fact that we have to teach them what the kata means. So it's not apparent what a punch is. It's not apparent what a block is. For instance, the good old downward block in Taekwondo that I was raised with, guys are telling me now that that's actually a throw or an arm break or something. It's just so steeped in smoke and mirrors that it is difficult to explain to someone who's been doing it for a long time, much less someone who's curious or just wants to get in shape or wants to learn self-defense and maybe get a black belt. Why do we make earning a black belt so difficult? Why is it that it takes 4 to 6 years to earn a black belt in a martial arts school, but I can attend and graduate West Point in the same period of time? Are they the same? They're not the same at all. That is an indication of a messed up program. And then after I've trained for 3 to 4 years, all you tell me is, now you're a beginner. That kind of stuff has got to go. All that folklore, again, the smoke and mirrors of traditional training has to be replaced by something that is easy to understand, easy to learn, easy to apply, and help students to get into shape fast. Here are a few key steps to help you prepare to open. First, shoot a video message inside your school where you're going to walk the students through what you're planning to do to keep them safe and what you're planning to do when they return to classes. Number one, they'll see you. That's familiar, that's comforting. 2, they'll see the inside of your school. That's familiar, that's comforting. What is necessary is that you put their mind at ease for any concerns about skin contact, contracting the COVID-19 virus. And that's not going to last forever. I think 6 months or so, this stuff should be mostly behind us. But right now is a critical time. So walk them through your school. For instance, if you have them enter the front door and exit the back door. They enter the front door, they get their hands sanitized, they move to their place on the floor. We suggest that you have a freestanding bag for each student, 1 student per bag. You may think, well, I don't have that many bags. Well, I would call schools that I think are not going to make it and ask them if they have any bags that they want to sell. And I bet they will. I'm sure used bags are going to be on the market quite a bit. So it won't be hard to get some bags, because also you're not going to have as many students in a class, at least for a while, due to social distancing. We used to be able to pack in 30 students in a class. You may be able to get 12 to 15. So separate them by about 10 feet. Each one has their own bag, and there's really good reasons for that, and I'm going to get to in just a second. Describe to them their attire. They're going to wear a school t-shirt or a gi top with long sleeves, or a long sleeve shirt so that their skin's covered. Long pants, gi pants, sweatpants, whatever. Shoes and socks. That's a biggie. Tiger Claw has a really good matte shoe that has been used for years. They're about $15, and you can resell them to your students. So check that out at Tiger Claw. Atomics also has some really great training shoes. So from top to bottom, basically, the only thing that is exposed with skin is their neck and their face and their head. They also have their own personal training gloves. And these are the gloves that they wear in class. So only their hands go into the gloves. So when they punch the bag, their skin's not hitting the bag, but the gloves are hitting the bag. And that's why you really want to look closely at your curriculum. It's very difficult to take traditional karate and apply it on a heavy bag. But it's not so difficult to take modified kickboxing and work it on the heavy bag. So the class structure changes a little bit, and this is the formula that I would use. It's the one that we developed years ago called Empower Kickboxing, and we have years and years of it working very well. Also, you want to update your waivers. I'm going to come back to the curriculum. I just want to go down this list real quick. You want to update your waivers, and on the MATA site, there is a sample waiver that was contributed by an attorney in California. And that attorney in California runs his own martial arts school, and that's the waiver that he is using for his schools, and he donated it to us just to use as a model. By all means, you must get your own legal advice as to the wording of the release. So don't hold MATA or our friend in California liable for anything that happens out of that. We give it to you as a service for our members. Update your schedule. That's a big deal. Now let's think about this. You're going to have less students. So if that's the case and you go by the traditional separate the students by age and rank, that's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult for you to have beginner, intermediate, and advanced classes for the various ages when you could only have maybe 10 to 15 kids in each class. For some of you, that's just fine. For some of you, that means you're going to need 3 or 4 classes just to meet that need. So in other words, because of the cap on student attendance in class because of social distancing, you're going to need more classes if you want more students. The solution to that is a curriculum that allows you to combine all ranks into the same class. So rather than separating by age and rank, you only separate by age. So you've got a kids class and an adult class. All ranks can attend. And the Empower Kickboxing program is designed exactly for this, and it works great. So there's no concerns about anyone being left behind. Think about it. If I was to come to your school and train, I'm going to take one of your classes, and you call out jab, cross, hook, front leg round kick, and I've been doing this for 40 years, and I'm standing next to a guy who's been doing it for 4 weeks. Are we throwing the same technique? Yes. Our mindsets, though, are completely different. I am working on the little nuances and pivots and hip roll and recovery, footwork, maintaining my balance, and all the kind of little things that I would work on in that combination. He's probably working more on the mechanics, and that's great. So he's engaged, I'm engaged. That is so important. We have to let go of the idea of the advanced technique. The only advanced techniques are situations, mostly in our kids and teen classes, where you'll take something like a front kick and change it into a jump front kick, an advanced version of front kick. Okay, I'll give you that. Back kick and the spin back kick. Those jump kicks probably won't be in your adult class because knees and hips of adults don't really appreciate that kind of stuff. You want evidence of that? Look at all the Taekwondo guys who had their hips replaced through the years, including Chuck Norris. Instead, we have advanced applications of these skills. So like I was describing, I'm doing this 1, 2, 3 hook weave. I was doing that with Joe Louis. God, it was the legend, the greatest kickboxer in American history at that time. It's different now. But he was the best of the best of the best. And what did we work on? We didn't necessarily work on the mechanics of the jab. We worked on what happened during, before, and after the jab. But it was on a really high level. But still, it was the jab. So we want to get to the idea of high proficiency and experience with a technique, not so much advanced. It's not an advanced jab, it's just a jab, but there are a lot of different ways to apply it. Of course, all these updates you want to keep on your website and your social media. Keep it upbeat, be the leader, and give them something to look forward to coming back to. That's why Empower Kickboxing has been so effective for schools, because they say, hey, look at this new curriculum we have. This is great. You're going to really love it. We spent a lot of time working on this. We picked out the one that's perfect for us. In fact, the slogan for Empower Kickboxing is martial arts that you can master faster. And that's a key point. This is indeed martial arts. It's not fitness kickboxing. This is the best of martial arts, kickboxing, weapons, self-defense, some grappling. There's definitely quite a bit of grappling, but right now you don't want to be grappling. And also weapons. We have the nunchaku and any weapons that you're proficient in. Because the program works on a monthly cycle. We call each month a module. So there's a semester that consists of 3 modules. Module 1 typically is martial arts. And in the martial arts, we focus the class on the open hand techniques that are so cool and effective from traditional martial arts. The knife hand, the ridge hand, the chop. Oh, I guess that's what a knife hand is. The spear hand, the chicken beak, the good old monkey paw. And all that stuff that works so well is really applicable. I mean, it's great stuff. And it's cool. Open hand techniques are just cool by their nature. So we have drills that teach the students these open hand techniques. They do them on pads, they do them on each other. And again, going back to the heavy bag, that's a situation where you don't have to necessarily pair off with a partner to do mitt work. You can just turn to the bag and get the work done. And the really good thing about that is you don't have to have one student hold the mitts while the other one executes. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but when everybody is executing and they're doing the work part of the round, you can knock those 3 rounds out. Everybody is at the same mental and physical state. In other words, they go into the 3 rounds of the punching, kicking, whatever it is on the bag. They all come out on the other end at the same time. They're all kind of tired. They're exhilarated, whatever it is, as opposed to having one half of the class do target work while the other one holds and then changing roles. So you've got a little bit of a mismatch there. Not that there's anything wrong with that. That's how I was raised. I still believe that that's probably the best way to run class, because mitts give you more accuracy than bags do, but I don't want to get that detailed right now. The idea of going back to where you were before this COVID-19 insanity, go for a long walk and really think, I've been doing this traditional training for so long. How often do I really do it on my own when I'm alone? If I've got a half hour to work out, do I do kata or do I go for a run, or do I beat the bag, or I do lift weights, push-ups, calisthenics, or do I teach kata, talk about the value of kata, but given a half hour to train, don't do kata. So anything that hits a clunky balance, pulls the hand back to the hip, squares the body off, raises the chin, has no lateral motion, has you step through and punch, has you step through and block, have you cross your arms, step and block, all in reaction to a technique. That's insane. You don't have the time to cross your arms, step and block to a front kick to the groin. Here is what I'd love to see. I'd like to see that gone. Not for everybody. Some of you are really deep into it and you really enjoy the whole Eastern mindset that goes with the traditional martial arts. And that's cool. I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but I'm saying that if you want to do this as a business, that is the hardest road to go. That is the more difficult martial arts skill set to teach, to learn, and to really justify. There's so many
myths and legends about the katas and where they came from and how they were used to hide secret techniques from the authorities after the wars and all that stuff. Even if it was true, why are we doing that now? Why am I having to do 25 useless techniques to hide the secret 3 that are at the middle of the thing? It makes no sense. Let me discard the 21 useless techniques and just practice with high levels of repetition the techniques that work. So what kata does is it makes it hard to get high reps in. If there's 3 movements in the middle of a kata that are really supposed to mean something, I could, in a 15-minute class, I could have them do it in the mirror. I could have them do them with each other. I could have them do them on the targets. I can have them do it on the bag. So they'll get 100 reps of those 3 skills. If I stick and do it with kata, how many times can I get them to do that kata over and over again to get the reps that are going to give them the skill without them dropping out of my school? Not many. So it's time to land on earth. If you're going to be a professional martial arts teacher, the martial arts is a wide body of skills, techniques, tactics, and strategies. Stick to what we know works. Eliminate the smoke and mirrors from your curriculum. Empower Kickboxing has been doing this for a decade. It is proven to have that simplicity yet sophistication that a good martial arts class should have. Check it out at empowerkickboxing.com. I hope this helps you to get ready to reopen and make a great comeback, but more importantly, that it has stimulated your thinking to what you're going to offer these students when you open those doors. Thank you for listening. I'd sure appreciate your comments. Also, don't forget to subscribe, share this with your friends, and leave a rave review, because nowhere else are you going to get the truth about the martial arts business than you will right here. Thanks.